Mr. Daithí McKay.
My time's over.
Can I start by thanking the proposers for bringing this motion forward. I think it's quite clear. I mean, there'll be unity across the House in terms of our opinions of how the banks, in particular, have behaved in regard to that, regardless of what your interpretation of their behaviour is. But they are certainly stifling, if not suffocating, many businesses in terms of their actions. And I think it is important, as the previous speaker said, that we do look at all other sources of finance that can be made available to our local businesses, especially small, medium and micro-sized businesses. And I was looking at the Boosting Business website, and that sums it up quite aptly. There's a quote on it which says, "It's harder than ever to get a bank loan or funding to invest in business development or business growth." And I think when you look at certain trends at the moment in terms of immigration, in terms of unemployment, etc., there is a concern, certainly, that those young people, old people too, with ambition, who are the next generation of entrepreneurs, are coming up against a brick wall. And when they face and come into contact with those kind of experiences, then it's little wonder that they're looking to the likes of Australia, to the likes of the United States, to say, well, if I can't get anywhere here, maybe if I go somewhere else. And maybe in a few years' time we will see the outworking of that in terms of people from Ireland who have gone to other shores and have made successes in terms of business there. And that is a big concern, that this could help dovetail into a brain drain in terms of our young talent in particular. The motion certainly calls upon the Executive to increase awareness of what is available and to ensure take-up in terms of start-ups, in terms of micro-businesses and small and medium-sized enterprises. And I suppose to the Executive and the Minister is limited. Both Ministers, the Finance Minister and the Enterprise Minister, are limited in terms of what they can do. But I think it is important that they do all they can in trying to influence the banks in particular and putting in place structures in terms of funding for businesses. There was reference made to quantitative easing, which has been put in place in different jurisdictions in response to the economic difficulties, but there's no guarantee, and as has been shown, the QE is no guarantee that money will be injected into business communities, because whereas banks are certainly getting greater liquidity, the extra money isn't going into businesses. The banks are improving their balance instead, and therefore the benefit and the purpose of those economic policies aren't being played out, and that is most unfortunate. What is welcome is the funding for lending scheme, and it has been shaped to try and ensure there's some incentive in terms of banks lending, and I look forward to local banks buying into that, and hopefully perhaps the Minister can confirm, if she does know, how many banks have now bought into that scheme or indicated that they're going to sign up to it. But what is quite clear is that the politics of austerity is failing across the board, whether that's in Ireland, Britain and Europe. And you look at the British government situation, where when they came into power, the Tories in particular, came into power with a long list of economists behind them in terms of their politics and the economic imprint they were going to bring to government. And what we find now is that they no longer have those economists behind them, because what we need is to invest to bring the economy here and in Britain as well back into some form of growth. And I think that is to be welcomed, that thinking is starting to be influenced, and hopefully we will see some positive signs coming from the British government in recognising that we here need more money, we need more finances to get the wheels in motion again in terms of our local economy, because the politics of austerity in terms of the British government and in terms of the British Chancellor has failed, and I think that we need to put a clear message to them that the politics of austerity does not sit here. And and will only result in greater hardship for our communities.
So Leslie Cree.